In the quiet hills of Victoria, Australia, lies a place locals refuse to enter after dark. A place that once promised healing but delivered horror. They call it Aradale Asylum. Built in 1867, it was meant to be a modern institution for the mentally ill, a beacon of hope. But that hope soon became a prison of pain and despair. They say that before the asylum even opened, the land was cursed. Workers reported their tools vanishing into thin air, scaffolds collapsing for no reason, and phantom voices calling their names from the empty halls. 3 men died during its construction. Some say their spirits never left. At its peak, more than 1,000 patients lived within Aradale's sprawling walls. The corridors stretched for miles, lined with beds for the shackled, the forgotten, and the hopeless. Here, doctors experimented with what they considered cutting-edge treatments: lobotomies, insulin shock therapy, and electroshock, often without consent. When patients died, their bodies were frequently unclaimed by families. Instead, they were rolled down the infamous body chute, a dark, sloping tunnel leading to the underground morgue. Locals call it the Tunnel of Souls. They say if you stand inside and remain utterly silent, you'll hear the distinct sound of footsteps approaching you from the darkness. But when you turn to look, there is nothing there. Decades after the asylum closed its doors for good, paranormal researchers have reported seeing shadowy figures of patients still walking these halls, forever trapped in their final moments. Each ward tells its own chilling story. Ward C, home to the criminally insane, is particularly infamous. A patient known only as Jack the Liar claimed he could speak to the shadows that danced on the walls. One night, guards found him dead in his cell, his fingernails torn from desperately clawing at the stone, his face twisted into an expression of pure terror. To this day, visitors report hearing soft, rhythmic tapping coming from his empty cell at night. In the women's wing, ghost hunters have recorded a whispered lullaby, a phantom melody that always seems to come from just behind them, a soft voice singing, "It's bedtime now." The chief surgeon, Dr. Patrick Mullen, took his own life with cyanide in his office after years of tormenting patients who never recovered. Today, if you stand in that same office, you might catch the faint, unmistakable smell of bitter almonds, the scent of cyanide. Some even claim to hear his ghostly whisper, a hollow reassurance, "You won't feel a thing." Even now, lights flicker and fail as you pass his old office, as if the very building remembers every death that happened inside. The locals in the nearby town of Ararat avoid talking about Aradale. Some believe the town itself is cursed by the asylum's presence. During its construction, whispers circulated that the land was already haunted by the spirits of plague victims buried there long before. The same eerie phenomena plagued the workers: voices calling their names, tools vanishing, and scaffolds collapsing. 3 men died before the asylum even opened its doors. They say that at exactly 3:03 a.m., the hour when most patient deaths were recorded, a woman's blood-curdling scream echoes from Ward 10, traveling through the entire asylum. Visitors have tried to record it only to find their devices mysteriously malfunction at that exact moment. And if they ever manage to play the recording back, they hear something else entirely, a faint whisper calling their own name. Some visitors also report that the very walls of Aradale seem to breathe. They swear they've seen the old wallpaper ripple and move, as if something trapped behind it is desperately trying to escape. After Aradale officially closed in 1993, paranormal investigators and ghost hunters flocked to the abandoned asylum, hoping to capture proof of the afterlife. One group left cameras running overnight in the Chapel of Silence. At 2:17 a.m., the footage revealed a dark, hulking figure standing by the altar, staring directly at the cameraman as he slept nearby. During another tour, a visitor fainted near the hydrotherapy room. When he woke up, he was trembling, describing a terrifying vision of a woman with no eyes, bending over him and whispering, "It's time to bathe." Even the security guards, hired to patrol the empty grounds, avoid certain hallways. One guard admitted on record, "My flashlight flickered 3 times, then went out, and a whisper right next to my ear said, 'Welcome back, doctor.'" He was completely alone. If you think you can handle these stories, subscribe to Tales of the Dark for more haunted places and paranormal nightmares. because the next location might already be waiting for you. Even now, Aradale remains one of the most haunted places in the Southern Hemisphere. On some nights, people driving past the derelict building see lights flickering in the windows, despite it having no electricity for decades. The old morgue still chills anyone who dares to touch the cold metal slabs. Some visitors claim that if you place your hand on one, you can feel it pulse once, like a faint final heartbeat. And the tunnel below? Tour guides say most people can't make it halfway through. They hear the sounds of dragging chains, the squeak of gurneys rolling by themselves, and sometimes the sound of a woman sobbing uncontrollably right beside them in the dark. One guide reported that the sobbing suddenly turned into manic laughter that followed her all the way home. She quit the very next day. Aradale, it seems, feeds on fear. And if you stop believing, it will show you exactly why you should. Aradale is more than just decaying walls and scattered bones. It is a monument to human cruelty, its history recorded in bricks and mortar. Over 13,000 lives were lost within its confines. Thousands are buried in unmarked graves on the property, and thousands more may still wander its endless halls, searching for a peace they will never find. So if you ever visit Ararat and someone dares you to step foot inside Aradale after dark, remember this: those who go looking for ghosts sometimes become one themselves. This was Tales of the Dark. Until next time, keep your lights on.